Hey, you're right, guys. I'm just doing a Monster Hunter video. So I'm currently in a battle with this baboon thing. I think it's like a baboon. Some kind of monkey. I've been playing, I think I've done about 5 hours so far of this game. Which, I've heard it isn't a very long game. Story so far is okay. I'm kind of interested to see where it goes. Characters are fine. I wouldn't say any of the characters really stand out. The customization is very nice. Like, you get to design your own character and design your own little cat called a Palico. I really like those. I think they're really cute. The combat, well, I've been using the sword and shield and the bow as weapons so far. I did use the dual blades for a little bit, but I think I prefer the sword and shield at the moment. I have kind of gotten used to the controls and such and how you fight. Initially I found it quite a bit confusing. I'd say it takes a little bit of adjustment when you start playing it, especially if you've never played a Monster Hunter game before. What I do think is cool is that you can have 2 weapons and you can change mid-fight. So this is the bow, for example. Possibly my favourite weapon. So if you aim for the red spots, they're the wounds. By aiming at them, you can weaken the monster. What I do think is interesting is you don't actually need arrows for this. You have like an unlimited amount, which is quite handy, because I always find it quite annoying when you have to manage the resources as well of things like arrows. One of the things I didn't like about the Zelda game Breath of the Wild is the weapons break, which is kind of realistic, but it just I think it just makes the game very tedious. The weapon system of Monster Hunter is really good. I'd say that's probably one of the game's strongest features, is its weapon system. There's so many to choose from. I've only tried, like I said, I've only tried a few. I'm still kind of finding my feet with the game and getting used to the structure of it. I can find it, like I did try and dodge there, but I find the controls slightly unresponsive. But that could just be me. One thing I really do not like about this game, it's quite a minor detail, but when you go to change your armor, the menu is really cluttered and sort of difficult to see what you're doing. That's probably the main negative so far. Everything else is okay. I think the worlds could do with being a little bit bigger. Some of the maps do feel a little bit restricted. At least the desert one and the forest one feel a little bit small. I definitely prefer the forest map to the desert map because it's got a bit more colour to it. I don't really like desert areas. I found that when I played Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, that you had Cosmo Canyon and Corel region, which were both deserts. So I'm not a big fan of deserts. I'm kind of burnt out on them. that didn't work, did it? It's quite interesting that you kind of have to like sharpen the blade. I think that's quite an interesting feature, to say the least. I don't mind that. It's better than having to like constantly replace things like in Breath of the Wild. Probably getting towards the end of this fight now. The fights are quite long in Monster Hunter, which I think is fine, but I do find it can feel a bit repetitive. And then throughout the fight, the monster will just run off and you have to chase them and move to a new location, which is what we're doing now, so he'll probably stop soon. I also think the UI is a little bit hard to read. It took me a while to get used to it. I need to sharpen the sword again. Probably attack me halfway through this again. There we go. Let's try and kill all these small ones then. Should make the bigger one easier to manage. There we go. It does feel quite Souls-like, especially like the evasion. But I don't think the attacks of the monsters are quite as precise. It just feels a little bit random. There's not really much pattern, at least from what I've noticed fighting the monsters early in the game. Sharpen the thing again. Yep. Yep. Surely he's nearly dead by now. But I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing that the fight. They take perhaps slightly too long. They could do with being slightly shorter. It does just feel like you're just hitting the target over and over again without a lot of strategy a lot of the time. I did call my Palicosis trademark after the YouTuber of the same name who I like. I didn't realise it. Well, I think you can change it, but I think you might have to pay. Most of the character's aspects can be customised. I think some of them you have to pay for, mainly like the name, and if you want to change a character to a boy character from a girl character, for example, but it's not too bad. It's not too bad, guys. The bow could do slightly better range, but Oh, I think we're back where we started now. Yeah. I wouldn't say I noticed a difference in the attack pattern as the battle goes on. But overall, I'd say it's a fun game so far, and I'm enjoying it. I'll probably play some other Monster Hunter games after I finish this one. Just kill that small one first. There we go. Is that another small one coming? Yeah. Oh my god, this guy's just jumping all over the place now. Right. The smaller monsters are quite easy to kill, they don't take as long. The big ones that take ages to kill. Like this menu when you go to heal, I feel is really cluttered. I'd say that's probably my main concern, probably the UI could be a little bit better. But generally the rest of the gameplay is fine. The combat is nice, I think perhaps just a bit too long. Where's Seaside Mark put the traps? Yeah. We're trying to lower it over. Yeah, there's Seaside Mark there. Oh my god, I didn't even see him coming. So I'd say the attack pattern's definitely changed because he keeps doing these belly flops. So they do, the attack patterns do change as the fight goes on. I didn't mean to hit the secret. And here we go again. It does have these handy markers that tells you where to go, but sometimes they're not always that clear. Like you'd think while we're chasing him, I could possibly get a few shots off with the bow, but it always ends up being like too far out of range. Are they going to fight each other? I'm not getting involved. Let nature run its course. Actually, as long as we make sure we're aiming for the right one. See, I like the bow because you can fight from a distance, which I think suits my playstyle a little bit more. Oh my god. That thing's chasing. At least he's gone. See, this fight is just taking so long. I think they are a little bit too long. There we go, finally. Finally, guys, we've killed the baboon monster. And after you kill them, you can go and get some stuff from their carcass. Yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. We'll just see how it goes for now. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. See you later.